Dímelo, mi gente. What's going on? What's going on? This is
the word.
The first episode of LaJama TV's podcast, directly in conjunction with Strive305 and Community News Network, and of course, Slam Radio.
That's right.
I'm one of your hosts, Soulflower from LaJama TV, and here I have...
It's your boy, Chef Frankie. You already know.
From LaJama TV.
Jay Cruz over here. What's good?
That's right. So we have Jay Cruz, owner, entrepreneur, restaurateur of Tacos and Tattoos. Yeah, Tacos and Tattoos. Y'all give it up for Jay, por favor. Por favor. So, this is our first episode of the podcast, and I think it's pretty dope because when we started LaJama, one of our first episodes was at Tacos and Tattoos.
The second episode. We started at Hate Mondays was the first one, and the second one was Tacos and Tattoos.
That's right. So now, we started our podcast, and of course, we had to bring back one of the OGs.
That's Love that. Thank you for having me.
One of the people that we respect a lot, got a lot of love for. We see the grind, we see the hustle. It was only right that you make it on LaJama TV podcast because you embody what it is.
You know what? I love that you guys are having me back, especially so early. Number one show.
That's right.
I mean, that's my neighborhood over there. You talked about Hate Mondays too. That was my boy. So when we met a couple years ago, it like organically just became that friendship that you look for. And it's still there. We're here a couple years later, and we're still rocking.
Yeah,
every time I see you.
We were at your wedding and everything, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Eating tacos at the restaurant at your wedding and everything.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
And usually, when we bring on a guest, or like when most podcasts bring on a guest, especially somebody who owns a restaurant, they want to know like all about your restaurant, right? But I think first things first, we wanted to know, what is your favorite taco spot in Miami right now, since you're the taco guy, right? So like it's a little bit of what does Jay Cruz like, right? What is your favorite tacos? And then it's kind of like a way of paying it forward, right?
Okay. No, I agree.
So what's this that you brought for us?
Yeah, because these ain't Puerto Rican tacos right here.
These are not the Puerto Rican tacos.
So where is this from and what do we have?
This is Don Magüey, and they're over by the airport. I mean, they do an excellent job when it comes to authentic Mexican food. I go there because I know what I'm going to get. They do it well. They bring dishes that aren't typical to your typical Mexican restaurant in our local area. So, I mean, if it's not the flautas or the tacos, I'm loving their salsas that they use or their Mexican pizza. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher the name in Spanish, but they really, really rock great food, and that's what I brought for us to share today.
Yo, that looks crazy. It literally looks like when I opened it, I was like, I thought Jay was bringing tacos, and Jay brought pizza, and it's truly like
an
a
Mexican pizza. Yeah. And shout out all my Mexicans because I'm gonna butcher the name, and I'm not gonna do that. But I'm telling you right now, that right there is what I love to eat.
It's almost like in Mexico, it's real popular. They have tortas.
Yeah.
This is almost like a big giant torta.
I've been to California before, and so I've had a few tortas in my time. But we have to hold other podcasts. That's a whole other thing we're going to talk about. For right now, though, I mean, the smell in here is amazing.
Hell yeah!
I don't know. It just smells great. I wasn't really hungry, but I'm hungry now.
You know me, I'm always hungry. So this is the perfect size taco for me
It's been hard to look at you guys. I just been looking at the food.
All right, so we're having, what was the name of the place again?
Don Magüey.
Don Magüey. So we're having Don Magüey tacos with Jay from Tacos and Tattoos, and we're showing love. Shout out to Don Magüey.
Yo, shout out Don Magüey. Thank you.
They've been there for a while though, right?
They've been there. Man, you know what? I want to be honest. I found out about them about a year ago.
Okay.
A year ago. And it was through Instagram, I'm not going to lie. And I've been there maybe 5 times since. But
so you like it?
I like it. I genuinely like it. For me to go out of my way 5 times to a taco shop, I think that verifies
especially when you're the taco guy.
And I eat tacos everywhere I go. If I'm traveling, I'm definitely doing some research.
Yeah.
In my local area, I've tried every single taco shop, and I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I probably eat at all of them once or twice a year. It's because I genuinely enjoy a new taco flavor, or maybe it's not new in the sense of me experiencing it for the first time, but every so often, I got to get my Ernesto's fix, or I got to get my Catrina fix, or I got to get Don Magüey fix,
Yeah, by my house, it's Ernesto's, and I don't know. Every few months, I gotta get my Ernesto's.
I
fix.
need an Ernesto's fix.
And when I need that fix, I get their fully loaded nachos.
You know, I make my Uber stop at 3 a.m. at Taco Bell because I gotta get a taco fix. You know, what I mean?
Can't get away from the Taco Bell.
So you
lately.
eat Taco Bell now? You'll eat Taco Bell?
You know, when I was born, my dad had a homie that worked at Taco Bell, and right out the hospital, first day out, my dad had to go show me off to the homie at Taco Bell.
Wow.
So my first visit, before I even got to the house, we stopped at a Taco Bell. My dad was able to show me off to his homie, and you know, well, my parents ate tacos. I'm sure
This man was baptized
at Taco Bell. I'm
at
a
a
taco
Taco
dude.
Bell.
Yeah.
No
And
wonder
it
you brought a
goes
Mexican
further back.
pizza.
Man, my uncle had a taqueria in Bayamon, Puerto Rico called El Taquito, and that was in the 70s and 80s. So the taco kind of idea and that birth started way before I came around. And it just kind of trickled through the family. Nosotros somos
But in
puertorriqueños.
In Puerto
but-
Rico, like, so I've been to Puerto Rico a bunch of times, and like, I never had tacos there. Are tacos in Puerto Rico Puerto Rican tacos?
Well, there's two ways you could talk. There's two types of tacos in Puerto Rico. There's the Puerto Rican taco, which is closer to an empanadilla, and basically it's like the pastel wrapped around the protein of your choice, and it resembles a lot more an empanadilla.
Right.
However, tacos traditionally known around the rest of the world, it would be the corn plantilla and then the stuffing inside. So we do both. Authentic Mexican tacos do exist in Puerto Rico, but what we refer to as taco as a Puertorriqueño would be closer to an empanadilla. So there's, there could be a little bit of confusion there, but essentially I think, they kind of line up in a way. You know what I mean?
Dope.
Sounds good to me.
I love Puerto Rican food. I love tacos. So if I was to find tacos in Puerto Rico, I'd probably stop and get some.
No, I definitely would.
Yeah.
I definitely
All right, so you
would.
guys want to try some food or what?
I would
Yeah,
love
let's do
to.
it.
Frankie, what are you thinking, bro?
I don't know. I think we got to rip some chunks off of this Mexican pizza over
I
here.
think so too. Look, I'm gonna hand you a plate here so you can rip yourself a chunk.
You got chef hands, bro. I know
Yeah,
you
don't
can.
worry.
Here you go, my
I haven't
brother.
picked my nose in like 20 minutes. Let's see if I could cut this thing or not.
I'm gonna get a
might not
taquito
have
that's
to.
right here close to me.
Tirame una flautita ahí.
Oh,
Yeah, this thing is definitely. Well, I'm about to break this.
let me see your plate.
Break it ahí. Yeah.
Oh, and don't
Sorry.
worry about
That's
it.
how they expected us to do it anyways. If I would have known, I would have cut that shit before I got here.
Yeah,
My
it's all
hands are
good.
clean, so don't worry about it.
Tranquilo.
Yeah, definitely not breaking. This thing's like a cracker.
I see.
Why
Make
you
a
gotta
sandwich.
get? Why you gotta get racial?
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do this actually.
It's always fun watching you struggle.
Yeah,
Can't
I'm
lie.
definitely struggling right now.
I
ain't gonna
set
lie.
you up. I set you up.
I think the best way is for everybody to rip their own piece
Yep.
because
Ooh.
this is very messy. Let me see.
That's how I know when it's real Mexican food,
Boom.
because the tomatillo sauce, which in like American style Mexican restaurants, the tomatillo is always something to cool you down, right? You had something hot, you drink, you have some of that tomatillo, it cools it down a little bit. Real Mexican spots make the tomatillo spicy. It's crazy. That's how I know it's the real deal. When the tomatillo spicy, I'm like, oh, I already know.
I thought you were about to tell me that this one's gonna cool you down. I was ready for you to take that first bite and be like, oh no.
You never had. It looks like this. You never had a shot of tequila and they chase it with like a tomato salsa base looking thing.
Yes, I have.
I had that in Cantina La 20. It's like the fanciest Mexican spot in the world.
Oh no kidding.
And it was really good. And it killed the aftertaste of the tequila, like right away.
The name's not coming to me, but yes, I
neither.
have had it. It's the little líquido at the bottom. It's a little citrusy. Got all the tomato. Yeah.
It's very peppery.
There's a name for it, coño.
All right, I'm gonna try this. It's enough talking. And what I like is that we got right to the meat and potatoes, like right away. Like, let's dig into this food. We're not playing around. With it.
Buen provecho.
Buen provecho, guys. Tacos fire.
Wow.
Super traditional tasting. Not too like over seasoned. Sometimes I get like a chicken taco and they might put too much seasoning in it. I want to taste the chicken a little bit. This is super fire and the tomatillo is spicy, so I'm already drinking water. Ya tú sabes.
Wow.
It's good, right?
Frankie, how's your Tijuana pizza?
Yo, this thing is off the chain.
I want
got,
to
like-
mention.
Go ahead.
No, go. Talk about the opposite.
No, it has like the Oaxaca cheese
Mm-hmm.
and the onions. The bread is like super crispy, thin. There's like I don't know. It tastes like an authentic Mexican pizza to me.
They do the best mole I've had, at least in Miami.
Is that usually in Miami? Nobody makes mole.
Well, they're not offering it that often, that's for sure. And there they do. And
it's not the easiest sauce to make either.
that was the first place I had it here that I was like, all right, like this is good. You know, I genuinely enjoyed it. First mole experience for me though was in El Paso, Texas. I spent a week out there. I was cooking with Doña Maria. She was my grandmother's front door neighbor. Is my grandmother's front door neighbor, and she's no world-renowned chef. She doesn't have any clout. What she has is a Mexican kitchen in her house that she's operated for the last 30, 40 years.
Wow.
And she does food authentically. She cooks in mass portions for her own family. This isn't something that anyone's having except if you share her last name.
Hell yeah.
But she gave me the luxury, she gave me the opportunity to be by her side for 7 straight days, just cooking meals all throughout the day. And I was able to definitely understand what authentic Mexican food should taste like from her area, where she's from Oaxaca. So, you know, and the Oaxaca cheese, the irony there. But there was a moment there that I was able to kind of have that culinary experience that I had been begging for. Even
Did you
though
say
I had
culinary or culinary?
Culinary.
Okay, no, I was just making sure. That's all.
I'll leave it.
I had one of those not too long ago, and whatever. All right, carry on.
I might butcher both languages, but it's okay. That's what happens when you're from Dade County. You know what I mean?
Bro, so would you say that that's where did you already have love for cooking prior to that, or did that kind of like...
This was extra credit. I was already way into tacos, maybe like 2-3 years. But if we're talking about extra, where my love for cooking comes from, that definitely came at an early age. I followed my dad and my mom around while they were in the kitchen. I loved trying la habichuela right when they were making, you know, the sofritos. My dad was very keen on the weekends to open up a cookbook and make a dish that was outside of our norm. We lived in a real traditional Puerto Rican household. I was first generation American, so the food at home was exactly what you found on the island around the clock as comfort food. But then not only is that food delicious, it takes its time to make. It's very flavorful, and it always added into the weekend what we're going to have, which would be something different. So my love for cooking comes directly from both my parents. They're excellent cooks. They're my favorite cooks. And
and by the way, we've met your parents before. Your parents are amazing.
Hell yeah.
Just human beings in general.
Thank you.
They're really cool people. You can talk to them. They're I don't know. They're just amazing people, bro.
Yeah.
You know. So
one of my favorite memories of your dad is at your wedding. Actually, I walk up to him to say hi, and immediately he like hugs me and just had these tears in his eyes, and he was just so damn excited, bro. It was like I had like a little humble moment with him. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds
dope.
like them. You know? No, my parents definitely they instilled, I mean, all my morals, and if I could live up to half of what they've done, you know, that's what I aim to do.
That's awesome.
And especially for us, you know, we're a big family. We're a big family unit. At my house, the boxing fights were there every weekend. So my dad hosted those, and there was food there. There was cold beer. There was good sound. There was a big TV, whatever we could afford at the time, there and ready. Even if we had to go to Rent-A-Center for that weekend to get the TV just to watch Tito fight. You know what I mean? So those moments there subconsciously definitely taught me how to host. And host way before we opened the restaurant. I didn't know that this was something that we were going to do. It's just something that just came through life. Life chose what I should have done, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it was just part of your upbringing, right?
Absolutely.
Like your parents were hosts. Having a social life was just part of your everyday thing. Food was involved, obviously. So like, it makes sense to me how you would evolve into what you become.
Yeah, thank you.
What would you say, like, at what age did you start cooking, and what would you say, like, your first couple meals were that you used to cook?
On my own, I used to love making myself a nice toasted white bread with some turkey, some ham, and some mustard. And that was my late night snack before I watched Family Guy and maybe have a glass of leche con quick, which is Nesquik chocolate, which I came to find out as an adult. I again, my language is all torn. But that would have been a simple snack for me. I used to love grabbing the beans that my mom would have made or my dad for the night before, because we always had beans. I would blend those up in a little Ninja blender, and then I would actually blend chicken thigh or whatever protein we had too. I would blend it so it almost became like, I wouldn't necessarily say like mush, but like more paste. Yeah, more paste. And I would fill tacos with that and then fry the tacos. So that was, again, much before the taco narrative. This is just me genuinely loving tacos.
That's unique.
We throw a little white cabbage on there with lime, or just simple tomato, onion, cilantro. And that was a snack that I would actually prepare for my friends a lot too. I mean, again,
that's actually like a chimichanga.
Oh yeah, you know what was always the winner, the bread winner? You know, it was the day after, and the night before might have been amazing. And you gotta cook her a meal if you're a boss. You know, if you're that type of dude, before you send her off, that was me. So we would I loved making a egg, tomato, goat cheese, and spinach omelet.
Oof.
And that right there, with a couple little slices of bread on the side. I mean, that was,
That's how I got my wife.
That's
you can ask her what made her get with me, and she'll tell you.
Baby, that's breakfast. You do one of those, and you're exotic.
It was steak and eggs the next day.
You're not from around here,
Yeah,
that's dope. So then, all right. So you had this love for cooking. It was part of your upbringing culturally. The music was part of this. The food, everything. At some point, you become an adult, and you have this bright idea to open what, a restaurant, or was it a food truck? How'd you start?
Well, thank you for considering me an adult at that point, because I still,
well, you weren't opening a restaurant at 12 in Puerto Rico or something, right?
Yeah, no, facts.
So let's, I don't know.
Fast forward, I was 23. I was working at Burger and Beer Joint down in Brickell. I had a couple restaurant jobs before that. I had actually traveled a good amount of the world before that too. Basically everything before that for me was just raising money and traveling. And so came to a point where I saw ownership change at Burger and Beer Joint. I was able to witness one of the chefs pretty much cash in a nice little check, move on to his next concept, and see his kind of let go of this baby that he had created. And I witnessed all of that. I witnessed like a couple months of that process, and the trials and tribulations he was going through. He was very open with me, even though he was a very serious man, Chef Carlos. And he kind of put me on game. I think he noticed that I had interest in, following a restaurant tour kind of life. And I just asked him a lot of questions. I asked everyone around me that was restaurant related all the questions I needed to, right? What are the things I need to do to make this happen? And as I would get those answers to those questions, I would take them back and feed them to my OGs. I'd be like, all right, listen, my OGs were at this point in their lives where they wanted to either move on to another state, kind of change up, their status. My brother was going to graduate high school soon. I was already at the house, so they were looking for change in their own lives. And at that point, we kind of all settled on like, all right, if we don't move away, then we're down to open a business and we're down to invest into this idea. And as much as it seems like it was just my idea, it never was. It was always a collective effort, like this table that we're sitting at, but with my family. And, my oldest brother was living in Hawaii, so he was a little distant, but still, even though we had 3,000 miles between us, 4,000 miles, we still shared our thoughts in as far as what the family is going to do next. Because we were playing with my mother's retirement money that she took out for 401k.
That's crazy.
And a couple credit cards my dad had.
Good parents.
And it was I still to this day do not know how or why they invested in me. I don't know. Would I have invested in myself? Knowing what I know now, probably not. You got
a kid. You got a kid. You know the feeling.
But then again,
well, it's crazy, right? Owning a restaurant and Yo, jumping into it's kind of crazy, bro. Like
No
especially
restaurant
if you
experience
don't.
except for myself.
Yeah, it's
you know?
crazy.
And
You're one of the few that was able to kind of push through that, because the majority of people usually fail first time,
yes,
like
sir.
and fail miserably.
Yeah. No, it was the right time, the right place.
So what was the first place? Was it a food truck or was it the restaurant?
It was a brick and mortar restaurant. However, the initial goal was a food truck in front of a tattoo studio. Tacos, tattoos.
That's where the name
That's
comes
the
from.
name.
Okay.
We were always going to be a food truck in front of a tattoo shop. I was getting tattooed. I had most of these tattoos back then. So it was already kind of like either I opened my own shit or I wasn't going to get hired. That stigma also about 10, 12 years ago, it was a lot harsher than it is now.
Right.
Now it's a lot more acceptable. What 10 years does, right? But back to that. It was going to be tacos, tattoos, food truck. I found out answers, like I said, I would ask all the time. Turns out the lot that we were going to be on already had 2 trucks. You need 10,000 square feet per every truck. They had 20,000 square feet. They couldn't put 3 trucks. So that idea crumbled. However, by this point, this far into it, we had already kind of, launched in the sense of we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And I quickly pivoted towards what would a location be. And as we asked more questions, rent, time, investment, we realized that, we had the capital to open up a truck, but the same capital would have gave us a 700 square foot store, which is what we went with instead.
Yeah, it was the lunch.
And the benefit there was we could already sell alcohol, which was beer. And at the time, the boom for craft beer was, it was the bubble.
Yep.
I probably caught it about 5 years in. So this is 2015. I want to say around 2010 was when the craft boom came to Miami.
Yeah.
There was a good moment for it to establish itself right there. Shout out my homie Dave. He put me on big time. He used to work at Local. He used to work at Union Beer Store. I'm opening up the store at the time. I come from the Grove, Brickell area. Got a lot of ties in the restaurant world in that area. I just made those phone calls and tapped in with that environment of boutique restaurants that existed in North Miami that I hadn't touched Kendall. Granted, I know people will name restaurants before me that would have been considered boutique, and yes, there were. But when I came about, I think the word initially for even boutique restaurant was just becoming relevant.
Yeah, nobody
for all
was
of
talking.
Miami.
Nobody was talking like that.
Yeah.
So I just kind of connected all these dots. We had our brick and mortar. Immediately launching tacos became more than just a taco shop. It was now, let's involve this craft beer community, which I loved at the time. I was working at Burger and Beer Joint. I could have named 100 beers of just memory,
Yep.
And not for nothing, I took my job serious, and I enjoyed it, which I think demonstrated when I was working other jobs in other restaurants. And so we continued. I kind of lost my chain of thought.
No worries. So, and if you don't mind, I'll interject every once in a while, right?
I want you to.
Yeah. So you open the brick and mortar. It's kind of small, but what's helping you is the fact that you guys are selling beer, right? Like that,
yeah.
I mean, that kind of brings more people to the place, anyways, right?
Absolutely.
How long did that last?
The beer and wine?
Yeah. Just the first brick and mortar, because then after that you moved to 120th in the bigger location.
We were generation 1 was 1 year of us being inside the store before we decided to lease in the same shopping center a store in the corner which sat double the amount of guests.
Which is where you're at now.
No, This is still in Sable Chase, inside of a neighborhood. Off grid, if anything. When we moved to generation 2, sat double the amount of guests, about 80. There was still beer and wine, still tacos and tattoos. We kept the original one, and we made the original one a prep station. For a couple months, we used it as a waiting area, as a bar. Eventually, we just transitioned the entire operation to the second generation in the corner inside of Sable Chase. We lasted there for about another 2 years. The location we are right now off of 117th and 104th became available. That was a Shula Burger.
Right.
That was a Shula Burger.
Which I'll tell you, I never was a fan of Shula Burger. I tried it. I went there a few times. I just wasn't a fan.
Most of us
That's probably
weren't.
why it didn't work, right?
Most of us weren't. Well,
Yeah, I never even tried it.
I
I had
did,
Shula's. I've had a burger at Shula's in Miami-Dade.
I've never been impressed, bro.
It's never
Yeah.
my favorite.
I've
Well,
never been impressed.
they I came to find out that they were always a model store in Kendall, and they sold franchises from that store, and that store was never meant to be there longer than their term. So it was always a study for the local area, as I was told.
Makes sense though.
When it came up for lease, it was between us and La Granja. And so, that's a power hitter at the time.
So the
too.
owner of La Granja is our second guest next week.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Ivan's coming next
Shout
week.
out you, Ivan.
Yeah, you
Thank
already
you for
know.
letting me get that one. But
So I remember, I think when we met you, you had just got moved into this big location, into the Shulas. You had probably been there a few months open. And I remember that it was a big deal. We hadn't met you yet.
But I knew all about you.
But
Though.
we knew all about you. But when you moved to that new place is when it was like, yo, you gotta come, you gotta come. Now they got full bar, right? They got all these things. It's so much more space. And I'll tell you what, man, the first time we went there to your place, we could understand your grind. We could tell that whatever you were building here at the moment, you'd been building this for a little bit and it was pretty focused. I know that you called it a boutique restaurant, but in essence, like, to me, it's, yeah, you can look at it as a boutique restaurant, but I just look at it like another face of Miami. It makes sense to me that, a Bodie family who hosted and loved tacos would open up a place called Tacos and Tattoos in Kendall. Like, it makes sense to me.
yeah.
I can see the evolution, and I think it's dope, man. I really do. I respect you for it, bro, because it shows that you've worked hard. You've built a brand, which, bro, the merch is amazing. The marketing's amazing. The fucking menu's dope. Like, yo, everything that you do, se nota that you put time and effort and there's a brand identity.
thank you.
How does something like that happen for you? I mean, are you like that in everyday life? Are you that artistic with everything you do? Because you have a completely unique look for your brand. How does that
Thank
come
you.
out?
It just flows naturally. To tell you the truth, that is a replica of my high school bedroom. It's art on the walls, music loud, alcohol inside the room. You know what I mean? Like, things haven't changed for me. They're pretty much just I've been able to self-express throughout my career and before it too. I think it's just, like you said, an outcome of what just naturally sourced through me. I don't think it could be replicated. I think
No, it's very
It can't,
it's
yeah.
very
There's no way.
uniquely you.
You could try, but so I'll tell you how I heard about you. I used to have Cafe 72,
remember, yeah.
and you had hardcore fans that were like family that used to come to Cafe 72. But they only used to come when there wasn't something going on at Tacos and Tattoos. Right? Like all the motorcycle dudes, and there was like some of the guys were, with Pookie, Panda, right?
Yeah.
They used to be at Cafe 72 getting people out of jail all night they were bondsmen, like a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
And they used to all be like hardcore Tacos and Tattoo fans. And they used to talk about you all the time. And I knew when you were transitioning, right, from the smaller one to the bigger one, because they would come and tell me about it.
Thank you for clarifying the transitioning comment, because I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about transitioning from location to location. So, I don't know, it's a little bit of a comment and a question, but like what I noticed is that Tacos and Tattoo fans are die hard, and like, is there like a conscious way of building that? Or is that just some natural shit? Or what's going on with that?
I guess a little bit of both. I would like to consider myself a people's person, so I love being involved, and especially when it's part of a community that I'm for. You mentioned the motorcycle community. I mean, at the time, much before tacos, I put miles behind two wheels. So naturally, again, I was part of a community that I supported then, and then when it became my turn to host, they supported me,
That's awesome.
And I've always I've always been a big fan and advocate for Miami and, you know, where I was raised. And I love it here. So I was able to spend some good years in Coconut Grove area, spend some good years in downtown. Even in my high school years, I would make it to the beach constantly. So my network of friends and the diversity of creators that I was around, because I always kind of stuck around the creatives. I mean, they were everywhere. They were in music, they were in drama, they were in arts, they were on medias, and now they're professionals and they have families and they have careers, and some of them have exploded beyond levels that, you know, we would have never thought. And it's just a demonstration of, you know, keeping everything in good faith and, you know, showing that, you know, my values and my core continue to be the same. I've never intended to crush or burn a bridge, you know, because just for whatever reason, you know.
Right.
I rather, you know, I rather maintain a relationship and, you know, just take off with a handshake, if anything. And that right there, you know, has...
Well, that's one thing. I've never met like a person who likes tacos and tattoos that doesn't love tacos and tattoos. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's something like different and exceptional, and it just tells a lot about like your way of being and your family. You know what I mean? So like everything you kind of explained, like it just makes so much sense on why you're, I call them fans, but they're really like, yo, your customers, your clients, it's like family, you know what I mean? You're loyal family. People. Not every restaurant has that, you know? And I think that's, I don't know, it says a lot about who you and your family are, you know?
You know, he made a comment a little while ago where he was like, I just designed it to look like my high school bedroom. But if you think, like, to me, it kind of resonated because for me, it's like further than that. Like, I feel like you really live this shit.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you wear the merch all the time. You, like, I don't know, you're like,
oh yeah, like
it's in your restaurant, it's on you, you wear it, you rock it, you DJ. Something that people might not know about you is you go to parties and DJ. Like this whole lifestyle culture thing that you're a part of, that you've created, you're 100% living in your truth. And
it's
I think
not
that's
a facade.
I think it's dope. You know, some people might own a restaurant and then like, okay, they work the restaurant, but when they're done with the restaurant, they're done, right? On their off time, they're off time. No, when on your off time, you're wearing a tacos and tattoos shirt, you're DJing in Wynwood, or you're, you know, showing up at this event with these artists from Puerto Rico or whatever, you know? So I don't know, man. I think that it's really cool that you really live that, and it's really real. And that's probably why me and Frankie and you get along. Because me and Frankie are the same way. We're real. We like what we like. We don't like what we don't like. And we act accordingly. And more than anything, like, when from the day we've met you to right now, nothing's ever changed between us and Jay, right? Like, we've always been straight with Jay. It's always been all love.
Yep.
We might not talk to him in 3 months, and then when we see him, it's, yo, hugs, and it's, yo, where's your brother? How's your mom? How's your dad?
Yep.
And, like, I think that's really cool, bro, because it's real. It really comes from you as a person.
Thank you.
You know?
I agree.
And I think that's probably why you got fans, dog. Like, everybody feels the same way. Dog. Oh, he's a cool dude. I'd rather go support a cool dude.
Appreciate that.
I want to switch directions here for a second. Was there ever a time where, I don't know, bro, you wanted to quit, or the pressure was too much? I know this wasn't all bubbles and hearts to get to where you're at, and and even right now at this moment, people might see your Instagram and be like, oh wow, tacos and tattoos, amazing. And I'm sure there's issues, there's problems, there's things you have to work through. Was there ever a time that you wanted to quit, or you were just, I don't know, something really bad happened?
So, absolutely, there's been several moments where
it is a restaurant
where I've definitely
wanted to quit today, damn it.
As far as, you know, quitting, it's probably the hardest one to answer, because I mean, down the line, I think I felt that pressure, you know, once or twice.
Yeah.
But the stress that comes with, and that's come with this, has been just as good as the success, and just as high. Like, it has been a roller coaster of emotions. It's 10 years already, going on 11. So
what are some of your, you know, I don't know, without going into too many details or whatever, but what are your, like, some of your, I don't know, daily struggles? Is it, you know, keeping the workers? Is it ensuring food quality? I don't know. What could it be?
Those, as far as the operation, they always pop up. You know, as a business owner for any business, you have to know how to be the person who can mold into any situation, or adapt into any problem. And again, don't come with a problem, come with a solution. And we use a lot of empowerment so that the staff sticks around for a long time, because truly I'm not here to discipline people, especially within our walls as a workforce. I'd rather coach someone and navigate that relationship respectfully until we get to a point, because truly those day-to-day occurrences, they're gonna happen. It's just how we deal with them that kind of delegates my personal mental health. Now when it's come to those moments where am I gonna quit, or has this been enough, those they weigh on you for weeks. That
Right.
decision right there, that feeling of I want to quit, isn't just one moment. It's
It's like
several moments.
a looming
Yes,
feeling.
it is. It's several moments that led to that kind of couple weeks of this is hovering over my head. You don't really know the outcome. And it's happened. It's definitely happened. Yeah.
What? Obviously, there was no quit in you.
Mm-hmm.
What made you stay? What's your why? What makes you stay?
Well, as those weeks are happening, the next bright weeks come in where you realize that what you've built, who you're around, what you do, your freedoms, and overall, how does this affect everyone around me? Me quitting immediately affects 55 people who work for us, and add a person to them, because they'll feel it too. Their spouse, their child. It's 100 people immediately that are affected by one decision I make.
Yep.
And that's just in a split second. The decision, the effect after that ricochets into so much more.
Right. It affects
So-
their families. It affects
People,
so many people.
relationships.
So, I mean, would you say that, like, man, I guess it's safe to say that the fact that there's so many people that kind of depend on you, they're depending on you for their livelihood, they're depending on you for sustenance, right? For food. Like, I don't know, there's people that religiously go to Tacos and Tattoos to eat. They'd rather spend their money with you. So would you say that maybe the reason why you never quit was because you had all these people depending on you?
One of them, absolutely, a very strong one. Yeah.
And the good thing is that it's not just you, right? So it's you, it's the old boy, it's the old girl, it's Abby, right? It's a family event. Your little brother, last time I was there, your little brother works at the bar, right? And I'm sure he has. So, like, I don't know. Is it better? Is it better for you that you have all these people that you trust? So when you're drained, right, and you're like, yeah, no, it's not happening right now. They go, no, Papi, don't worry.
Yeah.
Let's get through this part right here, and the next part's gonna be better. Does that have anything to do with it?
I think I bottle up a lot more than how that would be put. And I feel like my brothers, we all kind of have that hiding our emotion, and then just when it blows, not that we have outbursts, but more so everything spills out at once. So I'm kind of lost now.
All good.
Yeah,
All good.
yeah.
Yeah.
What? So, okay, you've been through 10 years of roller coaster, great times, bad times. All of them made you who you are and what you are today. Today, Tacos and Tattoos is still going strong. It's a staple in the Kendall area,
Yes, sir.
right? You guys throw an amazing party. What is it, the first Saturday of the month? Or the
Last Saturday of every
last
month.
Saturday of the month is called
Silky.
I Love Me Some Silky, baby.
Silky's
Silky's
lit.
off the chain. Let me tell you something. If you're available and you're in Kendall, last Saturday of the month, you got to go to Silky at Tacos and Tattoos. It's the best music. They got food. The crowd is there. And the last time I went, I was like, yo, this is crazy. I don't got to go to Wynwood. I don't got to go to the beach. I don't got to go to none of these touristy areas. I got a spot right here in Kendall. And it's good that it's only once a month because I'd probably be there every Saturday. But, yo, it's really dope. So, man, you've built this name. You've built this brand. Yo, Tacos and Tattoos is home for a lot of people, right? A lot of people just really love it. What's next? What like, I don't know, man. Like, you got a successful spot. It ain't going nowhere. At least I don't think. I can
We're
see
here
it.
to stay.
I can see it there for another 20, 30 years, right? Like maybe longer, God willing, right? But what's next for Jay?
Ooh, thank you for asking. Man, we got a couple tricks up our sleeve right now.
Always.
Magician talk.
Always.
I'd like to talk about to let you know where we're going, but how we got there, how we got to these decisions now. About 2 years ago, definitely took a step back operational wise, in the sense of I had 3 stores, ended up closing 2. Shout out to both partners. We left on great terms. I just think
you tried your best and it just didn't work.
Doesn't always work.
You know, and to be completely honest, I feel as if taking those steps back gave me the opportunity to really look back at where I needed to adjust my business. And now moving forward, we just secured a new restaurant. It's in Williston, Florida. It's
Florida.
out. Yeah.
Where's that at?
No one knows.
Yeah, I definitely don't know.
What you talking about, Williston?
Yeah, what are you talking about, Williston?
But I'm excited to talk about it because it's a neighborhood, or it's a pueblo that we got to about 5 years ago. My OGs purchased some property up there, and they've got a nice, beautiful farm. It's basically turned into their retirement area. And in that pueblo, in that town.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For all my American friends, Pueblo is town.
Yeah. In that town, we've grown to be a part of it, especially my dad and my mom. They are part of the community now. They are solidified in there. And we bought a restaurant there. We got it about a month ago.
Nice.
We've been working on it. It's going to be called Casa Cruz. It's going to be a sister concept to Tacos and Tattoos.
It's the old boys version of it, right? A little less tattoos, a little more tacos.
Yes,
Casa
sir.
Cruz. I like it. Got a little ring to it, bro.
Yeah.
Casa Cruz.
I'm excited. It'll have a little more of an elegant take to it, for sure. Not necessarily look like a Tacos and Tattoos, more brunch, breakfast, lunch, kind
More
of
platos, like plato típico type stuff.
closer to authentic Latin food than we are to tacos and a fusion restaurant. This is going to be a little more typical.
So now is this you know, you're kind of like the face of Tacos and Tattoos. We understand it's a family operation, but you're kind of the face. So is Casa Cruz like a J thing, or is this more like a family thing, or is this more oh boy?
This is my old boy.
Nice.
This is my old boy. This is
with support
me.
from the family.
This is tables have turned, baby. This is now me behind my OG. My mom and my dad, they got this one. But I'll be there with the 1,000% support. And things that I've learned on my own are harder, how to target guests and set up locations, geolocations, set up ads and run campaigns that will guarantee them that the business will be successful. And as long as someone's there to show face. My uncle is training at Tacos and Tattoos as of now. He started just yesterday, actually. He'll be there for 2.5 months.
Is that the one that just got out of prison, or is that a different one?
Oh, no, that's not the one. That's not the one. We didn't put that one in.
The guy's on house arrest. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't go to the register. No,
this was legit. We got this one.
Where's Williston at, like in Florida?
Williston is I'd say about 30 minutes above Ocala, a little bit west.
Okay.
About an hour and a half from Tampa, about an hour and a half from Orlando. So what's good about restaurants like these is that they become destination locations.
Yeah.
And we'll be targeting Gainesville and Ocala strongly for ads and campaigns and whatnot. So,
well, all that's developing right now. A lot of people from Miami are like going over there. You know what I mean? My dad wants to move up north.
Yeah.
And a lot of those restaurants, you start them now, in 5-7 years from now, the area's a lot more developed. You know what I mean? It creates longevity.
When we first got there, I think the only major chain was probably Walgreens, and I think there was a Pizza Hut, somewhere around there. But now they've got all sorts of major corporations that have landed there, and no, it's just growing. We're excited. That's my dad's operation. We look to open around January-ish.
My birthday.
There you go.
Maybe I'll come up for the
destination
I'll
location.
Tell you what, if you open,
we'll stay at the farm. We got a fat farm there with a lot of cribs.
We would be honored to go over there and shoot an episode at your parents.
Yeah.
And show them some love and do some reels.
That would be amazing.
Hell yeah, I'll be there.
That would be amazing. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
and
plan that.
Hey, listen, if the OGs of the Cruz family are cooking,
Yeah, and you know it's gonna be good.
You know
Jay's
it's
good. Jay's good, but that shit come from somewhere.
you're good. But somebody showed you, and I want to go eat that
It comes
person's
from
food.
somewhere.
Yes,
and I
sir.
know the old man. We call it. I say, I know the old boy, the old man. He not old about him. When you see him, he looks like a young buck, strong.
You know what I like about this mostly is that I'm ready to leave Miami as far as business wise, because we've got what it takes to open up restaurants. That's it. Like the recipe is set in stone.
Yeah.
And now we're looking to not just focus as a family unit, but we're looking to work with others in the sense of just the concept we want. So partners, but they're only solidified to tacos, or Casa Cruz in that sense.
That's dope.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, bro. This conversation that we've had, it's been great. I'm glad that we talked about everything that we did, because I feel like people need to know your story and understand your passion. If there's one thing about you is that you're passionate about what you do and you put 100% into it. I can only imagine that Casa Cruz will be as successful as TNT.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I know you probably owe you some money for the tacos, but right now my Zell's down.
It's all good.
And so Frankie's got some cash on him,
Stop
and I'm
it.
just not.
It's all good.
Stop.
It's all good.
Yo,
Use the
Jay,
company
bro,
card. We're good.
Thanks
I'm
for
just
coming,
kidding.
dog. We
Thank
appreciate you, brother,
Thank
for
you,
real.
Thank you,
brought
boys.
okay. So you brought the Mexican food. Did you bring any Mexican drinks?
This guy's a
damn.
problem.
Sorry,
I left the chelada.
It's Tuesday, bro.
This
You
guy's
don't
a
act like you don't
problem.
drink.
Yeah.
Don't act like you've never heard of tequila on Tuesdays.
Oh, I'm headed to Taco for Taco Tuesday.
All right, so we want to thank you guys for watching, because this was our first episode ever
That's right.
of the LaJama TV podcast.
Yes, sir.
This man is officially El Padrino. So since he's Padrino, we should totally baptize him, since he's the Padrino.
Yeah.
I'll set it off and I'll go left nut.
Right nut, dick in the middle.
Yeah! LaJama TV.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to Strive305, Tacos and Tattoos, Community News Network. Ya tu sabes. We'll see you all on the next one.
Peace.